Hello everyone, welcome to today's online workshop. So today is our first online writing workshop and we're super excited to have all of you here today with us. My name is Corby and today I'm going to help you walk through two pretty simple activities to help you come up with story ideas. Our workshop today is called Brainstorm Bonanza, and as the title suggests, it's to help you come up with story ideas. So one of the things which we like to say is that, if you can dream it, you can do it. So I know all of you really like writing stories, you love reading stories, and what we really want to do is help you write the stories which you want to tell. So we also have Zala, Natalie, and Sahar here today, who's going to be monitoring the comments thread. If you have any questions at all during the video, please feel free to comment in the comments thread, and one of them is definitely going to get back to you. Before we started today, I'd like to tell you a little bit more about our foundation and what we do. So Ripple Foundation is a charitable organization which develops literacy programs for children and youth to help improve their creative writing skills. We have three main programs. The first program is an annual writing contest, which we host. So every year we have this contest where children from grades 4 to 8 can submit their stories. Over the last few years, we've published the stories of several of the winning authors, and these are some of the excellent books which we've published over the last few years. So we have Mrs. Mathpath, we have The Third Floor, we have The Shores of Miami, which is another really great book, and we have Summon the Magic. So that's another. That's one of our main programs where we publish writing, and then the proceeds from the sales of those books actually go to the charity of the winner's choice. Another one of our programs is our writing workshops, which you might already be familiar with. So many of you might have already attended our writing workshops at libraries, at bookstores, and also at literary festivals. And today we're super happy to be bringing this to you in an online format. And lastly, we also have our Wave blog, which is where we publish writing of youth from grades 8 to 12. They write on various topics, which we've seen has resonated with a larger audience and group, and we're super excited to be publishing their thoughts and their writing. So before we get started today, I'd like to just tell you a little bit more about why we are here, right? So Brainstorm Bonanza, what does that really mean? All of us really love writing stories, but a lot of times we kind of struggle to come up with ideas, don't we? So we really want to write a story, but then we think, okay, like what should I really write about? Sometimes, you might get ideas from talking to other people. Maybe you go for a walk, you see something outside and you get an idea. But sometimes you might just be sitting at home and you're wondering, okay, what do I write about? So today what we're going to do is, today we are going to be going through two simple activities to help you come up with some of those ideas. Before I get started, let me just tell you where you can download those activity sheets. So if you go to our website, you'll see a place where you'll see downloadable activity sheets, and there you'll be able to download all of the sheets which we are going to be going through. So today we are going to be going through two activity sheets, and then the next workshop again we'll be going through some more of the other sheets. So let me get started with today's workshop. As you can see, today the activity which we are going to be doing is stringing story plots. So what do we mean by stringing story plots? So when we're trying to come up with an idea, what are some of the things which we need? So one of the things which we need is setting. Setting is really important because your story has to be happening somewhere, right? It can be anywhere. It can be a school, it can be your house, it can be a city, a country, but it has to have a setting. Secondly, we need to have characters, right? And characters don't always have to be humans. They can be animals as well. So your character can be a cat or a dog, or it can be someone who you know better. So it can be like a schoolgirl, it can be a schoolboy, it can be anyone at all. And finally, you need the central action or problem. Now, the central action or problem is really important because something has to be happening in your story, right? So as you're kind of going through your story, there has to be a main issue in your story. Otherwise, you might just be writing about something and there's nothing happening in your story. So let me give you an example of how some of these can come together. So one of the settings which we can have is a spaceship in the future. The character which you can have is a cat, and the central action or problem is a bird has flown in from outdoors. So that's a really strange setting, right? And let me tell you that your story can be as strange as possible. It's your story. You can write anything you want to. So, with this setting, what can we do? So, we have a spaceship, which is in the future. We have a cat, and then a bird has suddenly flown in from outdoors. From here, your story can go anywhere. And as you can see, let me just give you an example of our activity sheets. So, you may not be able to see this very clearly right now, but when you go to our website and download it, you'll have these sheets which you can easily do on your own at home. So, in this, we have a table where we've kind of laid out the setting, the character, and the central action problem. The first example which I went through is here as well, and then there are a few other examples which you can go through, and then there's a blank, then there are several blank rows where you can actually fill in any setting which you want. You can fill in any character and you can fill in your own action or problem. And that's how these three things can come together to help you find a story idea. So this is a very simple activity sheet which you can follow. I'll pause a little bit here because just to kind of check if you can all follow what's going on, if you have any questions at all. And then I'll move on to our second activity. So if that's kind of clear, now that we know that we have a setting, we have a character, and we have a central problem or action. Now where do we go next, right? We don't want to get stuck here. So next what we're going to do is we're going to be doing sentence stretches. Now what are sentence stretches? Sentence stretches are going to help you understand how from a single character and a single problem, you can actually develop and grow that further into an entire sentence, and then several sentences are going to come together to create your story. So once again, if I use the same example which I used right now, where we have a cat who's stuck in a spaceship, we can see that some of the important things which we want to do is we want to identify who. So who is the character in your story? What is the character doing? When is this happening? Where is this happening, and why? And once you answer each of these questions, you will automatically start coming up with a story. And before you know it, you're suddenly thinking, oh, okay, so this is what my setting is, this is what's happening, and this is what I should write. So if we go back to the previous example, I'll help you kind of open that up a little more so that it's easier to understand. So who was the cat? What is the cat doing? So the cat is stuck in a spaceship. When is this happening? This is happening in the future. Where is this happening? So the cat is stuck in a spaceship in the future and it's about to take off from Earth. So we know that it's still on Earth, but it's going to take off. And why? So the cat is stuck in a spaceship in the future about to take off from Earth because she wants to go home. So that makes sense now, doesn't it? So there's a cat, and the cat is stuck in the spaceship, but the spaceship is about to take off, and the cat is stuck inside. So the cat wants to go back home. So now you have a actual problem, and you can build this into a story. So it can go anywhere from here. So you can maybe talk about what is the cat trying to do to escape. What is the cat? How did the cat even get stuck inside? Are there some other characters inside with the cat? Where exactly is the cat stuck? So even inside the spaceship, where is the cat stuck? And then your imagination can just go anywhere, right? You can come up with more and more details. So what does the spaceship look like? How did the cat get there? And he wants to go home. But where is home and where is the spaceship? So it can go anywhere at all. Because just to kind of solidify this idea a little further, I'll kind of put together both of these activity sheets to see how this makes sense. So let's use another example. Let's think of another setting. So another setting is the gymnasium after school. So that's a very familiar setting for a lot of you, right? So the gymnasium after school, a character, a school principal, again, a pretty familiar character. And what is the central action? So there's an allergic reaction causing itchiness and sleepiness. So that's a little strange and seems like that could go somewhere. Now that we have this, a setting, character, and a central action, next which we can go into is the sentence stretch. So now we have a school principal. The school principal is in a storage closet. A school principal is in a storage closet during a school dance in the gymnasium. And ultimately, we have a strange scenario where a school principal is in a storage closet during a school dance in the gymnasium because when he was getting a mop, the door locked shut behind him. So now suddenly you have the similar setting, a character and a problem, but it suddenly becomes complicated, right? So we have a school principal who's stuck in a closet, and there's a school dance going on. So is anybody able to hear the principal that he's locked inside? How is he going to get out? Once again, your imagination can go anywhere from here. So that's why we created like these two activity sheets, and as you can see, we've left a lot of blank space here to come up with your own settings, your own characters, and your own central actions. So you don't have to stick to the ones which we have here. These are just examples to help you get started, but I would encourage you to look through these examples and then fill in examples of your own. You can look around you. I'm sure a lot of you already have ideas, and this table is going to help you structure all of that a little better. And then once you do that, you can take it one step further and go and do the sentence stretches. So you already have the tables here, so you can fill in the who, what, when, where, and why, and then you can create a sentence stretch on your own. And then if you're really ambitious, once you have a sentence stretch, you can start writing your own story. I'm sure if you do both of these, you're definitely going to come up with a lot of interesting ideas, and we love hearing your ideas. So if you want to share your ideas with us, feel free to comment on our Facebook page. We are very responsive on our page. If you want to email us any sort of feedback, you can email us at feedback@ripplefoundation.ca. So we're really excited to know how these workshops are going for you. So today is the first one, and these are the two activities which we went through. So sentence stretches and stringing story plots activity. But then if you have any questions at all when you're doing this at home, feel free to reach out to us. We'll definitely get back to you. In our next workshop, which is going to be again next Saturday at 4 p.m. EST, we're going to be going into characters. So today we spoke a lot about coming up with story ideas, but what makes your story really exciting? That's going to be the characters. So next weekend, we're going to be going a little bit into the actual characters. How do we develop them? How do we make them interesting? And I'm sure that's going to be a really interesting workshop for all of you, because characters are so important for a story, which all of you know. In the meanwhile, it'll be great if you can follow our page, because we are going to keep posting updates on all of our workshops. If you follow our page, you'll be able to see all of them, and feel free to reach out to us anytime, comment on our page, and we are going to be very responsive. Definitely share any issues which you ran into while you were using our activity sheets, or if you came up with some really great idea. We really want to know if we were able to help you come up with great ideas. So that's kind of it for today. We'll end the workshop here. It's a really great day outside, so I would say definitely enjoy your weekend, stay safe, come up with lots of story ideas, and hope to see you all again next weekend. Thank you so much.